Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel, The True Opinionist. So today I'm back with another video. This is a movie review on the new movie Iron Lung that Markiplier produced, funded, directed and wrote himself. It's based on the indie horror video game Iron Lung. The lore of it is pretty much inmate goes in the submarine. He has to explore a blood moon ocean and take pictures of unidentified objects. And that's pretty much the whole plot of it. But yeah, this is like a passion project for Mark, I think, and it really shows. I'm going to start off with the bad and then go into the good of this movie, just because I want to switch it up instead of just saying the good and then the bad. But yeah, the bad of this movie, I think the 2 hour and something minute pacing is going to affect the movie for a lot of people. You're not a video game fan of this game, or you're not really a fan of Markiplier, this might not be a movie worth checking out. I do feel like it can get confusing if you don't know the lore before going into it. Another thing is it's like, it is a slow burn. A lot of people don't like slow burns, but the way the first half of the movie is handled, I can see people getting bored. I can't lie, I did get a little bored watching the first half, but at the same time, I did like the entirety of the movie. So there's a part of me that was a little bored. I knew the lore because I did the research on it before I watched the movie, and I just wanted to see Markiplier's video. I hadn't watched one in years, so I was like, let me do research on his movie while watching him play the game. And I have a better understanding of it. I've never played the game, but I've seen the gameplay. Like I said, not a game I would play, but I do like the lore in the world. It has a very interesting plot, and you can do a lot with it. And I feel like Markiplier really succeeds at that. But yeah, like I said, slow burn, 2 hours. I think people can get very bored in the beginning half of the movie, and towards the end it does pick up and it gets a lot more interesting, but it also gets a lot more confusing. Like, I can't lie, I did get confused, not because of the plot, but I got confused because there will be scenes where Markiplier is talking to himself, or sometimes talking to someone else on the intercom, or just in general talking to someone else. While he's doing that, you can hear voices overlap, and it gets confusing on what's supposed to be happening or what's supposed to be said, because there's just too many voices, too many things overlapping. And don't get me wrong, I think the sound mixing and the quality, like the sound quality, is very good in this movie, except for when the voices overlap. I don't know if that was intentional, if that was a mistake, but it can be very confusing towards the end of the movie, I would say. But yeah, so an inmate explores a blood moon ocean to serve his time. I think the plot, like I said, it can be very interesting. And yeah, for the most part, I didn't really have a lot of problems outside of that. Pacing really does suck. Slow burn, yeah. The good though for me, Mark, you could tell he enjoyed making this movie, and like it was a passion project for him. You can see it from the first scene. If you're a video game fan of this game specifically and know the lore, the attention to detail on the submarine, which was all done practical effects wise, how everything looked, how everything sounded, it was all top notch. It literally, for me, it felt like it was ripped right out the game. I think my only problem was the submarine, like when you turn the dials and stuff, it didn't sound enough like the game. Everything else though, 10 out of 10, like quality wise, for the visuals and just the sound effects. I also really love the stuff Mark added to the movie, like his own lore. I think just adds a whole much more, like it adds a lot more layers to the lore of the game, and I think he exceeds really well with that, especially the mystery that unravels throughout the story and then you find out more about towards the end. Also, the blood, I'm not someone who cares about blood or like seeing that in my movies, but the way they handle blood in this movie, high quality. I think my only problem was the shaky cam towards the end of the movie. I hate when movies do that. Like, the shaky cam is the most annoying thing. I can kind of understand why they had shaky cam. Their production, like, you know how movies have money sunk into them? Yeah, their production value, I guess, wasn't that high. So you do need like shaky cams to hide bad CGI and stuff like that, which is understandable why it was in it. Still, that doesn't mean I have to like the shaky cam. But yeah, I really do like what Mark did. His own added lore was nice, and I feel like the lore was better handled in the movie than it was in the game. That's just my take. I know others will probably disagree, but yeah, I really loved the ending and all the visual effects and like what they did with the body horror. I'm not that into body horror, but it was handled really well, and I was really invested by the end of what I saw. And you can tell like Mark had a lot of ideas, and he just poured his all into this movie. It didn't feel like one of those movies where it's someone trying to get into the movie space and they know all about movies, and then once they finally make their own movie, it's garbage. That's a reference to somebody else I will not name in this video. But yeah, I really enjoyed this movie. It's not going to be for everybody. I think it is worth a watch if you are a Markiplier fan or an Iron Lung fan, or if you're a fan of both. But if you're not a fan of either of those, like, it's probably best not to take a look at this. It's like a Five Nights at Freddy's situation. It's a great video game adaptation, but casual audiences might not get it. They might not understand. Maybe it's because of how it was explained. Who knows? But yeah, I think it's great for the fans of Markiplier and video game fans. Casual audiences, maybe not. One other thing I did like, I honestly had very low expectations going into this movie. So when it came to Markiplier's acting, he's the only actor on screen. Troy Baker does have like a small cameo, but that's more so in like voice acting through the intercom radio type thing. But yeah, I think the dialogue between the people on the radio and Markiplier himself was really great. I loved the banter back and forth, and I loved like how the end ended up being. I know it's not going to be for everybody, and I know the tension of the movie goes on and off. It's very hard for Markiplier to keep the tension going, which kind of sucks, but for the most part, I think it was well executed, mainly at the end. Like, the tension was through the roof, in my opinion. And I really liked the dialogue between the intercom people and Mark himself. Also, Mark's acting, I was expecting it to not be great. I haven't seen him in anything else. I know he's done like TV shows and stuff, but I haven't watched, I'm gonna be honest, I haven't watched any of his other stuff. So my expectations were through, like, low to the ground. And I came out pleasantly surprised. I do like this movie a lot, more than I thought I would. And I would recommend it, but probably when it hits like streaming digital or DVD. I wouldn't recommend it for the theaters unless you're either A Markiplier fan, or B, a fan of the game, or C, you like all three. Like, or blah. You like the game and you like Markiplier. So yeah, I would give this movie like a 7.9 or maybe an 8. Still haven't decided, but yeah, close to an 8 out of 10. It's not the worst thing ever. I did really enjoy this movie. And if Mark decides to do more movies on video games or just make more movies in general, I will be there day one. You got my money, because I'm a Markiplier fan. But yeah, there are issues, but I think there's also good to this movie. And I think there can be fun had. It's not the worst horror movie I've seen, which it wasn't scary. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Like, comment, share, and then if you've seen the movie, let me know your thoughts, because I am curious to know what other people think on this movie. Yeah, I'll see you all in the next one. I have manga reviews and stuff planned for later this year, conventions, and tons of things to get excited for. This year I actually want to get back into making content. So yeah, hope to see you guys in the future. Hope you like this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.